Hey everybody, welcome back to another video from sci-fi-fantasy.com with me, Kenny Conklin. You know me already, because I'm the only one ever on the video besides the little guy. Hopefully one day I'll get somebody else in the video with me. So we're going to start working on more on my brother's Enterprise, or my nephew's Enterprise actually, and get that started and hopefully finished before we go on vacation in July. I'd like to get that done on the base and all set up for him. This way it's done and I can work on other stuff. So like I said before, we're going to be jumping back and forth between the Vorcha, which I'm going to keep on the side a little bit more than the Enterprise, and get the Enterprise done first. Still have to order a couple things, but that's the way it goes. So let's go over to the bench and see what we got going on today. And there's my wall, as you all usually get to see. I know you love the wall. So I'm going to start out with a little bit, well, not really on the Vorcha, but I work installing fiber optics every day, and I'm always taking these things off. It's like, it's a mesh tube, and it protects the fiber optic and can be pushed open to slide the tube through. But we don't use these for anything. They're just there to protect it. You slide them off. And what's going on under the table? There's my cat Simba, deciding that he's going to ruffle up some papers and make noise while we're doing this. But anyway, this, all it is a sleeve over the fiber optic. It gets pulled off because you got to take the fiber optic out, and these get tossed in the trash. So I decided to take some of them home, and I haven't done it yet. So if it works, it works. If not, you'll be the first ones to see it. And then I'm kicking into the stand because I'm trying to adjust myself here. What I was thinking of doing with it is, this is the wiring for the Vorcha, which I have all messed up and twisted, and that's not going to probably make it through like that. Let's get some cutters and cut that off. Zoron cutters, very good stuff. If you don't have them, get them. So let's try to get these wires straightened out while I keep that thing in my teeth. Okay, so my idea is to take your wiring, and as you can see, this stuff, like I said before, pushes open. And my idea is to take it. Well, I have my little labels on there so I know what is what. And once we get it through, which the tape is holding me back a little bit. But what you do to get this stuff on, because we use it to pull wiring through the wall like a snake, is you bunch it up some like that, and then it releases, and you pull the fat end. Boom, boom. And we'll get that going down there. And right out the other end it comes. And then once it's down the other end, you just got to finagle with the wiring on the other side and do the same thing. You just give it a little push and pull. I should have taken my labels off, but then I would ruin my labels. Grab the end of it and just pull it up. It'll get fat, but once it gets fat, you just wiggle your fingers on it. And I got it stopped by the top there, where I have my fiber optics out. I'm actually even thinking of using this for my fiber optics. And now, if I can, I'm not going to be able to zoom. Let's pull this out some. And let's bring it in a little bit. And now, instead of having that whole bale of wire, I got everything nice and neat in here. And I can pull it through and hot glue it down and keep it in place. Actually bring it down if you have, if you're using a brass tube and you cut the top. This will actually act as a guard on it. And everything comes out nice and bundled up. And the good thing about this, I don't even know what size. It's probably 1/4 inch, but you could fit a lot of stuff. I mean, it'll get. Let me see if I can zoom in, and let's get that clearer for you. I have a few wires in here, and it's still very small, but you can. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Let's see. You can get this stuff pretty fat and fit a bunch of stuff in there. Not that we want to fit that much in there, because then it's not going to fit in the model, but I think this is what I'm going to start to use on here, and I'm sure I have a piece of shrink tubing that would fit around this. I'm not even on camera. A shrink tubing that would fit around this, heat it up, and it'll keep this sealed and in place. I don't know what the stuff is called, but I'm going to try to find it, because we're going to start a shop, and let's zoom out. If you need to take it off, it's simple. You just pull it out, and boom. You're just pulling it and pulling it and pulling it, and it's right back to the original size it was. So I think I'm going to start collecting all the scraps that I have at work and use that. You know what? Let's cut a small piece. I'll cut a small piece of it, because I can get more of this stuff. But like I was saying, I'm going to try to find out what this stuff is, and we're going to start a small shop on sci-fiantsy.com. We're going to start ordering LEDs, talk to some of the manufacturers, see what their pricing is for us to sell their stuff. This way you don't have to run around to 10 different sites. If you're a member of the site, you just come to us and we'll get it on. So hopefully by the end of this year, we can get a site up. Not a site, we got a site up. We can get a shop up and have everything in one place. So let's take the fiber optics, take a small piece of this, and we'll slide it on here. And again, now I got my fiber optics all in one bale, and it's kind of protected, so I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to ruin it. I'm probably going to test it first on some scraps, but I do have different diameter shrink tubing in here. Let's see if I'm on camera. And what I'll do is I'll take this. I gotta find, that's 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna see. I'm making a mess over here. And I got the thicker stuff. There we go. This is probably too thick. I'll have to find the right diameter. But we could put that right over the other black, seal it down, and it'll hold everything in place. I have a nice little package. If anybody is interested in this stuff, I'll try to get some more from work, and I'll send you some. This way you can play with it and see if you like it, and then I'll figure out where I get it from, and we'll order it and we'll sell it. So that is enough on that. Let me take that off, and we'll throw that on the side and get the Vorcha over here. Wrap that guy up nice and neat and put him on the side. Okay, so what I'm going to work on today, I think I'm going to start working on, because I don't have the last piece for the saucer, so I'm going to start working on the nacelles, and we'll get this cut out, which we need our handy dandy dremel for. Try not to knock everything over while I'm taking that out. Get this guy off of here, and this guy off of here. Now, when you're doing the nacelles, I almost grabbed the wrong nacelle, and I was going to cut out the wrong side, and then I would have had to order more parts from DLM, because they do make these for both sides, especially if you have the older well-known smoothie kit. And when you get it, they have instructions on the inside and on the outside of the packaging. So tells you exactly what to do. And trace the line outline of the warp engine part with a thin pencil or marker. And then you're gonna start drilling around and cutting out. This way it's a perfect fit. So, what they want you to do is take this guy and trace around with a thin pencil. So it looks like it's a little bit bigger than the piece that's in there. So what we'll do is, let's get this guy lined up, that guy lined up. Ah ha ha. Kenny stinks. It flicked off on me. And I'm blocking your view while I'm trying to look for my pencil. So what they want you to do is they want you to definitely bigger than the other one. And it's kind of hard to hold it in place without it moving because both edges are rounded and it keeps wanting to plop into the whatchamacallit, the old grille. So let's put this over here. I think I'm running out of time. So if it cuts off, all I'm doing is tracing this around. Let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. We're going to get this guy lined up like that. I'm going to trace around without moving it. And it's a little, can you see my pencil mark? Not really, I can though. It's a little bigger than the original piece, very, very small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all this out. I'm going to cut the original out. Since it's not that much bigger, what we're going to do is we're going to sand slowly. And this way we can keep test fitting instead of going and cutting this line and having me screw up a piece and then having to recast a piece again. We're going to get that done. So let's see if this thing, it's still filming, which is good. They tell you to use a, I think it's a .0030 drill bit, which is the pretty small drill bit, to go around here and cut it out. Me, I'm going to use a little bit bigger than that because I tend to snap those drill bits, and I'm going to keep away from this pretty much. This way we can drill a series of holes and then we can just cut it out and then we'll sand down and start fitting. So we'll start it and then I'll show you what I'm doing real quick and then we'll pause it while I finish drilling, because watching me drill in here and the dremel go wing, I'm sure that's just so exciting for many of you out there. And it always helps when you come down below the bench and plug in your dremel. Okay. So the surgery begins. All we're doing is drilling a series of holes in this. Then I'm going to go back. I'm drilling them a little bit far apart right now. Then I'll go back and I'll get them closer. And me, what I usually do is once I have them pretty close, I'll actually take the drill bit and kind of use it as a saw and just work my way across when I got a nice feed. So let me finish drilling this out, and then we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we perforated the perimeter of the piece there. The top I already did. I used the Dremel to saw it out, but I'll show you what I do. I'm sure most of you know this anyhow. Let's see. I'll just get the Dremel in there and follow the hole. Boom. Piece is gone. From that to that. Surgery. So much fun. So this piece is now garbage. We got to clean up the inside of this. So we will get this guy in here. He pops in from the front though. But doesn't that look so much better? DLM. Very nice parts. So let me start getting this cleaned up. You can use the Dremel sanding drum, but you want to do it on low speed because this guy, you're going to have to get in there on an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take files to this, file it down, get it nice and smooth, sandpaper in there, because I don't want to melt the plastic and mess this up. I want this to be very nice. So let me go do that. We'll get this cleaned up and we'll be back. Well, we're making some progress here. We've got most of it cut out. We're still filing and sanding. Let's get this guy up here. This right here is going to be proving the most difficult point to sand and get into this corner. Right now I'm using my flat file that has actually ridges on the sides to get up in there, and then I'm going to break out the triangle file and get that up in there and get that going. So we're still going, still have to test fit it, and I'm going to get this more rounded out to get it in there. But we're definitely making some progress on this guy right here. Okay, so after a while of cutting this out and sanding and everything, we got this guy in here. This corner, if you don't have files, regular sized files and micro files, I suggest you get yourself some. You can find them at Micromark, your hobby store and stuff like that, because you're really going to have to get into that corner. So this is definitely going to look good, and oh, it looks so perfect in there, doesn't it? No, let's put it up to the light. Of course, you know, if I leave it like that, I'm going to trick you into thinking that I did this perfectly, one shot, and it's all nice and neat in there. No, I don't roll like that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You've seen my work, you've seen my goof ups, and the camera's going to catch it. You see the gaps in there? You're going to get that. And at the back I went a little overboard, but these are easy fixes. It's a little putty, a little tulip, and we'll get that all straightened out, and you're not even going to see those when we light up the model. So, you know, everybody goofs up. It's going to happen. It's a model. Not everything is perfect. I mean, you know, do what you can. We're supposed to be having fun. I know it's like a little rant or whatever, but you know, there's people out there that give you advice, and a lot of it is good advice. You know, people give me advice all the time. It's like, oh man, why didn't I do it that way the first time? That was a lot easier. And then you get the guys that give you the advice that you're doing it wrong. You should have done it, and they're just all nasty about it. You know what I say to them? You get the New York attitude from me on that. But most of those guys that are coming at you angry and stuff like that, that one, they're not enjoying the hobby, and two, I never see a model built from those people. So just ignore them, enjoy the hobby, and do what you can. I mean, you don't have to build how I build or any of the professional modelers build. Build to your liking, and that's all that's to it. I mean, it's a hobby, for God's sake. Well, most of us aren't making money off this. We're just proudly displaying the things that we built. But anyway, enough about that. I just seen a lot of stuff recently online about that, and it's been bugging me. Just guys, do your best. I do my best too. My models aren't perfect, Not at all. But I'm going to flip the camera around because I'm done with that right now. And you get to see my living room floor and me very big as usual. And now the tripod's all crooked, so I don't know why. It's damn legs on the tripod keep folding up, and I gotta get a new one of those. But anyway, I'm gonna keep working on this, and I have to do a lot of Bondo work on the back half of the nacelle. If I can get this off the sprue. Yeah, it is. See, this one still has all those panel lines that they put in there. And I notice this one has an injector pin mark on the back. So I'm going to work on those today and get that all puttied up. I mean, you've seen me puttying. I don't think you want to watch me for 15 hours puttying this up. So hopefully I could get that done today, get it all puttied up, and at least tape this guy together, get some strip lighting in there, and we'll test it, because I still have to order some SMDs and stuff like that to get this guy going. But hopefully we could get a light test and a quick video up later today. So if you have the kit and you want to do that, it's dlmparts.com. It has all the aftermarket parts for this. So thank you all for watching another video of me, which is just so exciting, I know. But yeah, thanks, and I hope you all come to the site, www.sci-fifantasy.com. We're growing slowly, and it's, like I said a ton of times, it's just sci-fi and fantasy models, video games, movies, whatever's in that field. Nothing but. Alright guys, so I shall see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.